It's good to have you both here. So, Ed, I'll begin with you. No iPhone makes for a little bit less, I have to say, exciting event. But the watch, the iPad Air, do you have any other big expectations here?
So, yeah, I agree. I mean, iPhone is always going to be the most important thing, but services, which is the other element that they're probably going to be talking about, they're likely going to offer some bundles, right? Pricing bundles. So you probably already have an iCloud account, or maybe pay for Apple Music. If you bundle some of these services together, you'll get maybe a 10% discount putting it all together. It's surprising that they haven't done this earlier, given the fact that these are just services that sort of exist in this kind of weird hodgepodge within their broader services segment. I want to say, though, I think how important services is. I knew it used to be just sort of like a narrative point that Apple tried to sort of put out there some years ago. It's a significant and material part of their business. Not only is it steady and growing, it accounts for, last quarter accounted for half of all iPhone sales, basically. It accounts for all total sales, maybe about 20% plus, and that's creeping up every year. So I think, I'd like to get a much better sense of how that breaks down. Advertising, the 30% tax on app developers, services like music and Apple News and Apple TV. So that I think is really, really important for them to talk more about, especially if they're going to start pumping up that segment with bundles like this.
Right. And we'll be speaking with an Apple analyst later this hour. Maybe he can give us some more color on that as well. Steve Kovac, you make the point that this is only the first time since September 11th that there hasn't been an iPhone launch at this September event.
Yeah, since 2011, this is the first time we're actually not going to see a new iPhone.
Yeah,
2011. We're not going to see a new iPhone, but it's 2020. Everything is upside down, and so is this Apple event. But what really stuck out to me is what Josh was talking about earlier. This is the pandemic event. We had iPad sales during the height of the pandemic up 30%, wearable sales and accessories up about 16%. People are stuck at home. They're buying these products at levels that you usually only see during the holidays. And so this is going to be really attractive for people who are stuck at home looking for devices to buy, to work, to Zoom into their school and things like that. And to Ed's point on the services thing, it is going to be interesting to see if they can bundle, their music and their gaming and their video services together. But what I'd be looking for is, how does the iPhone actually play into that? Those services, they've been around for a year or two at least, and we haven't really seen that tied to the iPhone necessarily. I think what people are really excited about is, okay, let's call it Apple Prime, and let's pay a yearly fee. You get a new iPhone every year in addition to those services. I think that would make a package like that more attractive. There's so much competition in the streaming space, and Apple hasn't really proven yet that they can compete there.
That would be a big model shift for them, though, Ed, if they were to offer the phone that way.
I actually love Steve's idea. I think that's exactly the way to go. I mean, I'm an regular iPhone buyer, but I actually participate in their no loan program, right? Their loan program where it's like their no interest loan. And if you think of it that way, we're talking to people on Wall Street. I mean, the iPhone is so essential. It's like a Bloomberg terminal in a way, right? Like you're just paying into it sort of a regular service every month, every year. And, you're not going to get rid of it. And the more essential every aspect of it starts to feel to you, and the more you're used to paying a monthly fee for whatever that ends up being, including the hardware, including all the services, I think the more sticky and the less of a super cycle sort of scenario do you see, where you're going to get that regular upgrade.
Right.
Everything becomes more predictable, and it's just part of your life.
Yeah, ironically, investors prefer the stable to the super cycle.